Welcome to Winning Wall Street's Money. Help support my channel. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers pretty much as soon as possible. So then I go live streaming because YouTube policy, they won't let me go live until I have 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to all the folks out there that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you have not yet, please take this moment now with helping me. Click subscribe. Next, click the bell. And next, click all. This helps you receive a notification when I post my next videos. Plus, click the thumbs up button and every time you watch my videos. If you got value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel by going below and clicking on either my Patreon or PayPal links. If you join my Patreon page, then you'll get early access to these videos 24 hours before they're posted on the YouTube and lots more. If you prefer just leaving a small tip, click on PayPal. Either way, then you get that warm sense of satisfaction years down the line knowing that you helped me become a successful YouTuber.
Saturday, December 3rd, 1:49 p.m. New York time, discussing the Forex market. And we're going to do a recap at the end of the month because the month just ended. So we'll look at the monthly candle charts. A lot of activity took place that you may not be aware of right now. I'm going to discuss that because there's been a rotation, a trend reversal. First, we'll look at the US dollar index. Looking here over 10 years, each candle's a month. The current candle, well, that one's not done yet because we just started December. We had a consolidation down here for a time, breakout to the upside, massive consolidation here over a number of years. Yep, say 2015 to the 2021, massive consolidation, mostly above 90 and below the, let's say, 103 range for the US dollar. And then this year, we broke out to a new high for 10 years. New high, strong, the strongest the dollar has been in 10-year period with a strong stock market. Yeah. Plus, we had the US interest rates rapidly go up this year. So typically when you raise interest rates, it strengthens that country's currency. And that's what the US has been doing, raising interest rates, strengthening the US dollar. You have gained wealth and some would say power across the world. Well, again, if you've been outside the country, you have a lot of buying power. If you're importing stuff, you have a lot of buying power abroad. So maybe some of your businesses are making bigger profits this past year. And then for November, we had this huge trading range, top to the bottom, massive sell-off red. So that was the high of the year. We broke below October. Broke below, that was October. This was November. So the trend made lower highs. Got it? Trend reversal. See that big inside candle on higher time frames, how powerful it is? When you have a break above, below it, trend reversal. It also had a long wick top and bottom, indecision. I think it's like a dragonfly candle, similar to a doji. Yep, trend reversal. So one could have gone short on a break of here if you did trade short. And you could have done the stock ETF, the inverse. So now for the new month, we already broke below the prior month of December. It's a strong trend to the downside. Sure, at some point in time, we may have a retracement of this prior month, and some people might be sitting on hands looking to take that short. But then again, we continue going down before we can get back up there. So do your due diligence, deciding to sit on hands or take the trade. On the downside, yep, I have quite a few areas I'm looking for to potentially go. See where these labels are. Now let's look at Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, the big one, Bitcoin. New low for the year last month made. New low for the year, terrible. Here was the high of the year. Here's the low of the year. Also the trading ranges here have been huge and now it's getting smaller. We had consolidation and breakdown lower, lower. I've been mentioning many times, bearish bias. To be bottom fishing, buying here, oh, if you're not earning income on it monthly, why would you be doing that? If you think it's a long-term investment, yeah, it could go to zero. It could go a lot lower. Why wouldn't you want to be in something that's a winner? There are a lot of other financial instruments you could trade in that are creating monthly income. So the US dollar is made of several, it's a US dollar index. It's comprised of several currencies. I'm going to go over those now. Take note. The major currencies, the top 3 major currencies in the US dollar, first is the euro. The euro represents approximately 57.6% of the US dollar. So when the euro moves, it has a big impact on the US dollar. Second biggest currency in the US dollar is the yen. The Japanese yen makes up 13.6%. And third is the British pound, makes up 11.9%. Note, safe haven currencies worldwide. People that are in the know understand that safe haven currencies is a flight to safety when people want to be in a certain currency. Maybe not necessarily all 3 of those currencies at one time are safe haven currency, but traditionally the US dollar, Japanese yen, and Swiss franc are the safe haven currencies. These currencies, I'm going to show you them first in the futures market. Yep, these currencies also get traded in US futures market exchange. Futures market exchange, the symbols always start with a /, and because they're currencies, they start with 6, and the letter represents the currency. So we're looking at /6E. Over here, we're looking at the max of all these years. Each candle's a month. Yep, so here's the euro. Look at that. All this duration, going all the way back here to 2003, 2004. The euro made a new low. Let's zoom in. So the trend reversed this year. That was the bottom of the euro. Here's the high. And remember, maybe you want to rewind the video. I mentioned the euro makes a big percentage, represents a big percentage. So now the euro trending higher lows, higher highs. So again, maybe you consider being bullish of the euro. And if you don't want to trade in the futures market Forex, there's a stock ETF for the euro. You buy 1 share. You can buy 1 share if you want. Stock symbols FXE, Foxtrot X-ray Echo, or like I said, you could short the US dollar with the inverse ETF, the stock symbols Uniform Delta Papa. Check and verify, make sure they're correct. Just don't take my word alone. I may not be the best in spelling grammar. I know I'm not. I'll check and verify. So again, same thing. Look at this pattern, similar to that. Second biggest currency I told you in the US dollar is the Japanese yen. Japanese yen, many years, consolidation, breakup, pull back again, huge consolidation for several years, just like the US dollar. And you should do your due diligence research. What was going on all those past years that had us in that tight trading range there? Worldwide, don't just take into account what was happening in the United States or the president. Worldwide, what was going on all those years? Policies. Yep, worldwide. Very aware of what was happening those years. Worldwide, global. If you hit geopolitical, and it wasn't just medical. So here we have Japanese yen. Look at that big reversal. Again, these currencies have stock ETFs you can trade. So looking for this potential come into a supply area. Sellers were here before. We're going to see what happens there. Third biggest currency in the US dollar, the British pound. Again, be geopolitical aware. The EU, the UK, the voting policy UK to leave the EU. Yeah, so a lot of countries, leaderships worldwide played into these geopolitical events. Don't just look at one nation in North America as being necessarily the bad guy. Worldwide, yet other nation leaderships. And same thing, reversal. The Canadian dollar. Again, understand this, one of the North American currencies. The other two being the Mexican peso and the US dollar. Huge trading range all these years. And look at that. It's doing reversal off the lows of the year. But notice where I showed you the other ones where it's like 3 months higher high, higher low. This was slow reversing. The other ones turned earlier. And the Canadian dollar last month had a huge wick on the top, sell off. So it's mostly here in this tight consolidation range. Yep. We'll get into that shortly. So again, Canadian dollar still weak compared to other ones I just showed you. And the Swiss franc, safe haven currency. tight trading range. But notice, zooming in, this past month, huge bullish engulfing candle. And we already took out the high last month. This current month, the new month, December, small trading range so far, but took out that high. Interesting. And we'll look at the Australian dollar. Same thing, all over the places. But now, bullish, well, not bullish, but higher lows and higher high. So when you zoom in these, again, monthly, look at the last 3 candles. I'll zoom in some more. The last 3 candles. The euro, it already started, well, 4th candle. This is the last candle on the right is December, but the 3 candles to the left of that, they made a reversal, higher lows. Japanese yen was late to the game. British pound was on time. The British pound. So the euro and the British pound, 2 European currencies, similar where they were making higher lows earlier, but the Asian currency, Japanese yen, was late. Same with the Canadian dollar, North America late, Swiss franc. So again, the 2 strongest ones here on the trend wise, the euro and the British pound. Okay, let's go into the major currencies now, individually. Again, I mentioned the first bigging, the euro. So look at the euro against other currencies. We already did the euro US dollar. So let's look at euro Japanese yen. So as this goes up, that's strength for the euro. And notice, here it is, November. The November was an inside candle. Prior month was a new time high for the euro, Japanese yen, and then it reversed. And for this month of December, we already took out the low of the inside candle, very powerful in the higher time frame. So as this is trending down, that's giving strength to the Japanese yen. The euro is losing right now. The current trend is favor Japanese yen against the euro. Excuse me. The euro British pound, same thing, higher lows. The British pound gaining strength against the euro. And if you notice also, this current month for December already took out the low of November for the monthly candle. So again, the trend is down in favor of the British pound against the euro. Euro Canadian dollar, big difference. The euro here is going up, giving strength to the euro against the Canadian dollar. Remember I showed you the Canadian dollar against the US dollar wasn't so good. So the Canadian dollar, US dollar getting smacked down against other currencies. The euro is stronger for several months. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. This one was for November and already December higher high. But it's coming into supply zone. The euro Swiss franc, remember Swiss franc being a safe haven currency, but they're both European currencies. The trend was down. Then we had these 2 candles here, the little wicks on top. Inside candle for November, right now December. Inside candle, we haven't taken out the high or low. So it's a tight consolidation there between the euro and the Swiss franc. And the euro Australian dollar. Look at that, same thing, 2 inside candles. Tight consolidation. So you had this huge impulse move down, massive consolidation for several months. And then here, huge wicks on the top. So again, this is more of a consolidation phase for the euro Australia. Euro and the Australian dollar. So that being said, looking at the euro, let's just zoom in real quickly. I want the charts. Again, each of these are euro pairs. The euro US dollar. So the euro again is gaining strength against the US dollar. The Japanese yen is gaining strength against the euro. The British pound is gaining strength against the euro. So here, euro Canadian. So the euro is trending up against the US dollar. The euro is trending up against the Canadian dollar. Makes sense. The North American currencies, Swiss franc and Australian dollar, it's in acceleration. So I'm not too impressed with the euro, because you can see again, euro, okay, Western Hemisphere doing better, but in Europe and Asia, it's not doing so much better. Yeah, so that's certainly not the big leadership of the euro. Look at the Japanese yen. We already spoke about Japanese yen, US dollar, but let's just look at it again. US dollar is declining, Japanese yen is winning. And I already spoke about the euro Japanese yen. Again, we have the Japanese yen winning, because as this declines, the weaker euro, stronger yen. You see some correlation here. Japanese yen is getting stronger. Now we're looking at the British pound, if you want to see the long time. British pound, Japanese yen. As this declines, weaker British pound, stronger US dollar. Sorry. As this declines, weaker British pound, stronger yen. Look at it. It's in a consolidation. So notice this. The British pound for this year, a lot of whipsaw. But right now, we do have the past 2 months making lower highs, but inside candles. Interesting. So look for a breakout here, potential trade idea for a new trend on trading the British pound and Japanese yen. Canadian dollar and Japanese yen. Oof, look at that. As this declines, weaker Canadian dollar, stronger yen. So the CAD Japanese yen broke below the low of last month. And there, that was a swing low. Let's remove that. So again, the Japanese yen is gaining strength against the Canadian dollar. Again, I showed you the Canadian dollar wasn't doing that good neither against some other currencies. And the Swiss franc and Japanese yen. I mentioned at the beginning video, those are two of the safe haven currencies. So which one's performing better? Well, we'll look at that. The first three letters, Swiss franc, second, Japanese yen. So again, when the first three letters represent the currency when it goes up, and the second pair, three letters, represent when it's going down. So the Japanese yen is the Swiss franc is declining against the Japanese yen. So that means the Japanese yen is gaining strength. Look at that, lower highs. That was the high of the year. The next candle, lower high, next candle low. So December was that red one. Yeah, the trend is reversal. Japanese yen is gaining strength. What policy is Japan doing is giving strength? Geopolitical. Pay attention. You can certainly look at Japanese publications because they have them in English. So again, if you don't read, speak Japanese, they have good publications. I'm not talking about blogs, credible publications. If you want to say that word credible, well, they're better than just a blog alone. Yeah, look at one that's regulated. At least get some insight. So again, get a little insight. You might look at Bloomberg Asia for what's going on in Asia, Japan. Okay, Australia, Japan. Again, two Asian nations. Look at this. That was the high of the year for Australia yen, and now it's declining, giving strength to the Japanese yen. It might break below this consolidation. Yep. Interesting. And let's look at that third biggest currency, the British pound. This is the last one, then we're done. This is the last pair. British pound, US dollar, already spoke about that. The British pound is gaining against the US dollar. Let's remove that. British pound, Japanese yen. Yeah, we already spoke about that. The British pound is losing right now against the Japanese yen because that was the high of the year reversed, giving favor to the Japanese yen right now. And the euro, British pound again. British pound is gaining strength against the euro because it's declining. And this big wick here, that's some bad data feed that the exchange, the Forex exchange, has not cleaned up yet. I can only tell them constantly, but I can't make them. So you could also contact the Forex exchange in the United States, the ones that deal with the data. Bad take. So here, looking for a number of years, we had the British pound consolidation, breakdown. And when this went lower, that was favored Canadian dollar. Well, since then, huge reversal. Now this is going up. That's stronger British pound against the US, stronger British pound against the Canadian dollar. Yeah, so Canadian dollar is getting a smackdown. And two European currencies, British pound, Swiss franc. Massive consolidation here. Again, but it's turning around as it's going back up. That's favor of the British pound. And the British pound, Australian dollar. Same thing here, turnaround. So this was the high, this was the low. As this is going up, that's favoring the British pound. And look at that, we already took out the high last month. So that inside candle was November. And now already broke above that, higher highs, higher lows, running up, giving strength to the British pound. And I'll finish it here. Understand the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollars. Those countries are heavily commodity based in several categories. Energy, be it crude oil, natural gas, fossil fuels, the dirty fossil fuels. They are not clean energy. They're dirty, but they're still fossil fuels. They're still under the energy category. And then the other category in commodities, metals, those countries again, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, those currencies I've been showing are strong base of metals, be it gold, silver, copper, platinum. Yeah, they have a huge effect. That when there's big demand for those metals or those energies, those commodities, of course, that could benefit their currencies. First, if there's a slow demand for one of those categories of energy or metals, that could hurt their currencies too. So understand that you also have currencies, nations that are big in agricultural. Ukraine is huge in agriculture. I think Ukraine is the #1 country in sunflower oil. Ukraine is one of the top wealthiest nations in crude oil, wheat, huge. But again, we're not trading the Ukrainian currency, just showing that there's a lot of countries that are more pegged to commodities, or other ones might be more pegged to technology or other technology of, let's say, the innovative banking system. Well, if you haven't subscribed, I appreciate if you subscribe. If you're not going to subscribe, I appreciate if you click like. Or if you're not going to do that, then that's fine. Maybe just consider sharing this to others. Thank you, Connie. Have a good day. Thank you, as always, for spending just a little bit of your time with me. If you've gotten value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel by going below and clicking on my PayPal or Venmo. You can leave a small tip. If you don't want to share financial support, no problem. Just click the like and subscribe and leave a comment, please.